Excellent. Hello, everyone. Welcome, VHA members. We are recording now, so thank you so much for coming to our third and final webinar series. Today is focused on refreshing on the key tools available with home delivery, but what we're going to do with this hour is really focus on keeping your clients engaged on social media using the Vetsource marketing toolkit. We'll also have a moment to hear from Stephanie Onken so that she can give her own key insights around our toolkit and talk about a couple demos that she'll do showing you how to post to social media as well as link to Facebook. And then a couple housekeeping items. I do want to mention we have the chat box. I know Sarah Sieben just chimed in there. Please put your names in there, what practice you work at, as well as what role or hats you wear at the practice. We just love to know who's here with us. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the agenda, but know that Stephanie and I will be sticking around at the end for questions and be able to answer any individual questions that come up or overarching from the themes that we're talking about. So let's go ahead and get started. We just ran through some basic introductions. We are then going to go into detail on the marketing toolkit with Vetsource and some key highlights there, what we really suggest you use and take advantage of. Stephanie will demo linking to your online store, to Facebook, as well as posting Vetsource promos to social media and how you can incorporate those and use those in other functions as well. At the end, I'll just wrap up for us around Vetsource Support Network and some additional resources we'll be sharing with you after this webinar. Welcome, Courtney. And with that, I also want to give a big thank you to you all for taking time out of your day to join us. I know this is likely your lunch hour. And so with that, Ro, Kanan, and I would like to thank you for your participation and give you $25 towards a future purchase for joining today's webinar. I will be emailing those out to everyone that does attend the full session. So please look out for that email in coming days. And then also with the close of this three-part webinar series, every single attendee to each webinar will get one entry to a raffle to win a Ring doorbell. We're going to be giving away 3 of them though. And anyone that has attended all 3 sessions will actually get 5 entries. So more to come on that, cross your fingers, and also look out for an email from me if you are the winner. So let's get moving into the actual content then. 2020 was definitely a different year. It required many of us to change quickly, adapt quickly, and do that continually throughout the year. So it's important for us to learn from this year as well. Vetsource has published a new white paper called Why Online, Why Now? And it really looks at key trends in the industry that we've learned since the pandemic hit, really looking to the growth of digital services well within the industry and how these tools can help you in your practice. Through today's session, we'll be sharing some highlights from the white paper, some statistics and quotes, but I encourage each of you to check out our new blog post on our website. We'll also be sending a link for this over email as follow-up, but definitely take a look at the white paper in its entirety with your management team and with your staff and with those key stakeholders around home delivery in the practice. So let's get going. So one trend that I fell into in 2020 was adopting a pandemic puppy or pet. And here she is. Over 11.4 million households adopted a pet during the pandemic, and that's likely continuing to grow. So what we can see here then, what I'm highlighting to you with this chart, is the fact that the growth rate for older pet visits did dip in 2020, but then resumed at its standard level throughout the remainder of the year, which we can see with the blue line. However, when we look at the green line, that's really showing the growth of juvenile visits climbed to significant heights, about 20% over its natural average in May, and then held firm at that 20% increase throughout the remainder of the year. That bodes really well for future opportunities with your practices to gain new clients, as well as keep them loyal with you throughout the year. And not just throughout the year, throughout the whole life of that pet. So when we think of millennials as one of the top pet owners within this whole scope, we really need to look at what their activities and trends are driving the actual trends in the industry. So from the white paper, When surveyed, millennials indicated that the top reason for changing their shopping behavior was convenience, and that's at 49%. So beyond signing up for home delivery and having this convenient offering, you really need to make sure that your clients are aware of it and then frequently using that option for when they need to place orders, purchase products, keep any therapy ongoing. So again, when we look at the white paper, according to industry research by eMarketer, email has proven itself to be valuable to businesses, delivering a return on investment up to 122%. That's more than 4 times the return of tactics such as social media, direct mail, and paid research. So while I highlight email here, I still want to complement email with the fact that we have a lot of tools available for you to use within Vetsource that come free with the platform, and taking use of all of them is going to be really beneficial for your practice. But let's get into what we provide for you within the platform that you can gain access to 24/7. So within the platform, you will see a marketing tile right here within Services Home. If we were to click on that, it would give you the option to see pet mail. We're going to jump into the platform in a second, so I'm just going to detail some things, and then we'll actually do a demo and be able to hear from Stephanie too on her key insights. So here we see with pet mail, it is our free personalized targeted communication campaign that allows you to keep in touch with your clients and maintain that customer loyalty. So beyond just drawing awareness to the fact that you have this is what really keeps you communicating to your clients year-round, even when they're not visiting the clinic. When we look at pet mail, it helps drive 98% increase in hospital revenue from home delivery. That's nearly 2 times the amount of revenue for doing absolutely no additional work other than turning pet mail on. Something I will show you in a second as well. To detail the program a bit more, pet mail does send 1 email per week at default. And within that email, it includes promotions that are specific to your catalog and offerings that your clients can take advantage of. It has a click button as well that brings them right to the online store. And it is customized to your practice's name right here. So that would filter in with ABC Animal Hospital. The key thing here to note though is signing up for pet mail is free with us, and it's a free program that comes with home delivery. But the added discounts that come from this program are also free to your practice. So any promotion that your clients are getting through pet mail is actually sponsored and provided on behalf of Vetsource and the manufacturers. So little work and no cost, and all the benefit coming back to your practice. Now, that's just one aspect of our marketing tools, and that is detailed within the marketing toolkit. But what I also want to talk to you about is everything else that's in there. And we will run through that, but a marketing toolkit helps you with tools that help raise awareness, and that can be with your clients, but also with your staff so that they know how to promote this program. So we'll see website buttons and banners, social media content, even like we see here, conversation starters for your staff. And then I'll also detail pet mail as well as monthly promotional assets that you can use in addition to pet mail. But saying that, let's actually jump out of the PowerPoint. Let's get into the actual platform. I'm just going to refresh to make sure I am logged in. 1 second. So once we get in here, this is the services homepage. Top left corner, you have the Vetsource logo. If you ever need to get back to the services homepage, you can just click that. Your practice's name should be in the top right corner. SPS2 is our demo site, so that's why you're seeing that. You will also be prompted to log in as a staff member. Go ahead and do that. From there, here is the marketing tile. So let's go ahead and click that. Once we get into the marketing tile, the first thing is looking at pet mail. Assuming that you are enrolled, you should see this viewpoint. If you are not enrolled in pet mail, again, it's free sign up. All you'll need to do is click the button to learn more. You'll be prompted with a couple pieces of information, as well as things that we should gather from you to know that you'd like to sign up. For you to know, all that does is send a message to your account manager so that they can follow up with you, confirm sign up, answer any questions, and get it going. But let's say you are enrolled and you'd like to see what emails are going out. you can hit view my emails. It'll bring up a new tab and it'll show you based on your current pet mail settings, what is available for your clients that will be going out this month. So when we look at March, keep in mind this will have your personalized practice name. You also, dependent, may have a whole cart discount. You may have an actual code that your clients can use, or it may be a direct savings once they get right onto the site. You'll also notice here it's quite small, but there are dates for validity of this promo code. And all of this will be sent to your clients on your behalf with you needing to do nothing. Now, let's just say you do want to change some things or you want to customize your settings though, so you know that you have control over what's going out. You can do that. So let's go take a look at that. And just before I do so, I want to mention, while we have March emails here, if you do ever need to reference the previous month, they are just below as well. And we continue to update those 2 months so that you have all the information you need. But going back to the platform, once we're in here, we just looked at view my emails, but let's go to the settings. From here, we can actually see the default settings as they are. All products are promoted. The product messaging is specific to what you include in the catalog, being most impactful. The scheduling options is set for weekly. Second chance emails are turned on and there's no pause. However, these are the options you have. So what you can do is alter it from all products to preventative only or nutrition only. You can also uncheck for the option of product specific images and promotions. However, I will mention that's not recommended as a generic message is not as effective. Additionally, you have weekly as default, but you can go down to 3 times per month or 2 times per month. The second chance email also will only go to those clients that have not opened the original email earlier that week. So we encourage this to make the most of the revenue opportunity here. However, you always have the option to uncheck second chance sends. Just keep in mind your clients have not seen the original email, so that it really is the first time that they're likely seeing this second one sent. Different series, but first time seeing it. Also to note, it takes about 3 days to take effect for these changes, and it will say who has done that change because this is our test site. Vetsource training is on here, but that would be your actual staff member's name. And then the last piece is if you need to pause pet mail. Let's say you're handling an in-house campaign and you don't want to compete with that. You have the option to pause it here and set the start and resume sending timelines. With that, I will host questions at the end, so please write them down if you have anything you're curious about relative to the pet mail previews, turning that on, even just the cost benefit analysis there, as well as the settings function. But with that, let's say we were going to go to the marketing toolkit. You would click the marketing toolkit button. You can click here view and it would pull up another tab as well. Just takes a second to load and I'm going to bring us to the top. From here, before I pass it over to Stephanie, we do have some COVID update templates that you can use. We shared this as of March last year, just beginning then. So some of you may already be familiar with this and not need it. But we also have these tabs here almost as a table of contents. So if you know what you're looking to get to, you can just click that section, go right to it. We have just detailed pet mail, so I'm going to breeze past that. And I'm now going to put the mic into the hands of Stephanie Onken. Thank you so much. You got the one and only one from BHA to talk to you about insights from our toolkit and what she suggests you use. So Stephanie, at that point, feel free to unmute yourself and take control.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Avery, for the warm welcome. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Vetsource and Royal Canin, for sponsoring such a great series. We really appreciate it, and I know our members do too.
My pleasure.
So before I get started, we understand that veterinary clinics are busier now than ever. At the beginning of the pandemic, there was a push to clear the rescues. As you all know, the pandemic pets. People also put off their yearly visits too, because they weren't sure, vet clinics weren't open for a time. They weren't sure, how to be safe. And so there was a lot of turmoil and unknown going on. So these two scenarios, coupled with the new curbside style appointments that take a little bit longer, people are getting into the swing of things, have really pushed clinics to the max in booking out appointments 4, 6, 8 weeks out, and then trying to sell prescriptions and therapeutic diets through their physical retail locations have just made it difficult. So with all that said, to encourage compliance and to lighten up the phone calls for prescription pickups, you really can lean into your online pharmacy to help alleviate that stress and lighten that load. How do you go about though marketing your online pharmacy? How do you encourage widespread adoption? By utilizing these tools to the fullest. You have to remember that you're telling these folks, you're telling your clients the same things over and over and over again. So utilize these tools in the toolkit, in your social media to really help spread that message so that you don't have to repeat it to one person 14, 15, 20 times a day. So let's dig into the Vetsource marketing toolkit, and then we'll dive into how to utilize these assets to increase awareness of your online pharmacy, encourage current clients to utilize it, and even use it as a marketing tool to get new clients to come to your practice.
Totally.
One thing I want to add, first, let's do some technology things.
You need to grab the...
How about I just share my screen?
That's totally fine. Do you have the toolkit ready?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm stopping and you take over.
I've got the power. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. So I want to just state, you own your email list. So you own your email list. I'm going to repeat it one more time. You own your email list. And why is this so important? Because if social media went away tomorrow, you have your email list to market to. So I really encourage you to spend time strategizing how to grow that email list, whether it's people signing up for your own emails that you distribute, whether they're current clients or non-clients, a current client email list. Utilize your social media and ask people to sign up. It's really, really important that you own your email list and you continue to nurture that as much as possible. With that being said, we're going to dig into, so I have two screens, so I'm looking at this screen and I'll come back to everybody. You have these monthly promotional assets. These are graphics that you can share on your social media platforms, that you can embed into your website, that you can put into email. These are really just really great, already pre-done assets for you. You can also download all the social media assets in one zip file. Again, that's really great instead of having to go through and save individual files. And they've even put in some suggested social media content. Now, if you are the social media manager for your clinic and you are trying to manage, I don't know, website, social, email, checking in clients, checking out clients, I mean, your plate is full. Just know that these are here. VHA has a monthly blog that you can download content from. We have our social media marketing calendar on our website, and we also offer social media services. So if it's too much, let us know. Otherwise, the resources are out there to make it as easy as possible for you. Email or blog post graphics. One really great way to market your clinic is by email. We've already said that, but also by updating your blog post. If you don't have a blog on your website, you truly are missing out on a way to organically improve your SEO, search engine optimization. So real quick, blog posts help answer Google queries. Blog posts help answer Google queries. So if you have a blog post and someone in your area types, why should I vaccinate my pet every year? If you have a blog post on that, Google will say, hey, this answers it, and show it. But you have to continually add new content. So this is where Vetsource comes in. If you want to write a blog about preventatives or nutrition, write your blog post and then point people, have that call to action that says, shop our online pharmacy. Really great way to utilize this toolkit. And then these printable PDFs. These are PDFs that you can hand out. These are PDFs that you can include in new client folders, bags, things that are going out of your clinic. Really great to just continue that conversation in a larger format. These basics are what I really recommend if you have a new client coming in. So you have a new client that just came in, woohoo, welcome, or they have a new puppy or a new kitten. Include this information in their flyer or in their booklet or their folder that you give to them as they exit the building. It's just another great way to continue that conversation. So you've talked to them. Now you're giving them the handout to go and further educate themselves on it. We're going to pause here. Adding your home delivery link to your website. There are clinics that have beautiful websites and beautiful Vetsource online pharmacies, but they haven't connected the two. How are your clients who are going to your website going to learn about your online pharmacy if it's not front and center? With that being said, have a dedicated menu heading. Make sure it says shop. If you have other ways that people can order things online, you can have it as a shop heading, but then have it as a drop down. But regardless, make sure you have it as shop so that when they click it, they're redirected to your online pharmacy. Then put it in the footer of your entire website so that on every single page is at the top of the website and the bottom of the website. Third step, have it as a pop-up or a call to action on your services page. So when someone goes to learn, you have a page dedicated to your online pharmacy, and it's just content that talks about how easy it is to use, what they can purchase, i.e. all of these things that someone is searching for online that your page is answering. Have a call to action at the bottom of that page or on the side of it in the sidebar that says, visit our online pharmacy. So you've got it as a menu header, as a footer, as a call to action on your services page, and as a pop-up. Best practice though, if you enable pop-ups on your website or you ask your web developer to do that, make sure that they're set in a way that you wouldn't mind seeing them. So, and as I say that, I mean, so that it doesn't appear as a pop-up every time you navigate to a different page, because you will drive people away from your website. Have it set up so that it shows when somebody first enters your website, they click out of it, and you can even set it so it drops a little bit of code on your website. Now we're getting into the weeds. So that when you drop a little bit of code on their browser that says, do not show until 7 times after they come back to your website, or something like that, so that they're not continually getting bombarded with that message, because you will drive them away from your site. So enough about getting off my soapbox on websites. This is also a really informative, really good article to just share in your social media, download as a handout, have readable, in the rooms. I say that because I'm in a lot of Facebook groups that are related to pet ownership, and I see every day, oh, we're going to go buy X preventative from the Fleet Farm store, or X preventative or doggy diet from Walmart, and I'm going to talk to the Walmart associate. People, your clients need to understand that they're getting a guarantee when they purchase from you. That guarantee is not necessarily applicable if they're purchasing it outside of the veterinary industry. So this really informative article does all that education for you. And I really recommend sharing it so that we can continue that conversation and promote purchasing within the vet clinic or online pharmacy.
Can I mention something there, Stephanie?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've actually seen a lot of practices that will create a page that uses information from the Buyer's Beware PDF, or even posting it there as an intro to their online shopping site. So it tells them why you should shop with me, what you can shop with me with, and even additional details as to like how it is made simpler through auto ship or 95% ships free. If you're looking to create that type of like just introductory page to your online site, your account manager with Vetsource can definitely help with that type of strategy and language, and likely offering an example of a practice too that currently does that. So I just share that because, presenting that in front of your customers in a strategic way is going to be helpful. So while you may choose to have a conversation, also having that information on your website can be really helpful too.
Absolutely. Your website is your digital footprint, and people are going to be visiting your site before they visit your clinic. So make sure that you have the information that they're searching for, want, need, and maybe they don't even know that they need it, available and ready for them on the website and on your social media. And then I want to really touch upon these posters. So we've talked about how to have it on your website, kits that you're handing out to new clients or puppy kitten owners. But what do you do when someone's waiting in the car? Utilize your windows in your clinic. Vetsource has great posters ready for download and print. You can print them through our partner at Positive Impressions. I'm sure Vetsource, Avery, correct me if I'm wrong, can supply some. Right.
Well, I will say we cannot supply them, but mainly they're set up so you can print them directly with your own printers in-house, or if you wanted to order them to print elsewhere, you could. But the sizing was intended so that you all could print within printers in-house, whether that be 8.5 by 11 all the way up to, I think, 11 by 17.
Perfect. So these home delivery posters can be displayed in your windows. So when someone is in their car, they're engaging and learning about home delivery without actually having to get out of the car. Take it one step further. Canva, C-A-N-V-A, Canva is going to be your best friend. Utilize Canva to create a QR code. So that's that weird like UPC looking code that someone can, while they're waiting in the clinic, can scan with their cell phone, visit your online pharmacy, and you haven't had to do anything except print a poster and create a QR code on Canva. You can affix the QR code to the poster. You can drop it in a photo editing software like Adobe or in Canva too. You can print it on a 8.5 by 11 and put it right next to it. You can put it on the poster so it looks nice and integrated. Just keep in mind that when you go, I would test a few different sizes and then have someone step outside the clinic to test to see if it's readable. Because the worst thing you want to do is have the poster printed and the QR code is 2 inches by 2 inches and someone sitting in their vehicle can't access it. So definitely utilize the posters, handouts when you go to pick up the pet, you can drop something off. And then here are those home delivery web banners, put them in the footer. Put this in your services page. Here are the talking points and conversation starters that Avery was referencing. This is if you haven't had an online pharmacy or you haven't marketed it before, here's how you're going to have those conversations, answer those questions. It's a really great how-to for both the talking points and the conversation starters.
And we also realize that you all have a lot on your plate. It's
Absolutely.
Not just this to talk with customers about. So what we suggest is printing these out, and you can actually post them behind that front desk for those people that are picking up the phones or doing those checkouts. So they have some quick starters there, like cheat sheets that they can even read off of. And then the handy guide is also intended to be something that you can put in your pocket too while we were doing like face-to-face exam visits. But the intention is to make it easy on your staff. So while memorization is great, practice with a cheat sheet will help them get there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then these label templates. So if people are calling to do food pickup, to do prescription pickup, and you're running them out to the car, you can put these labels on the bags or on the bag of food as it's going out the door to say, hey, we also offer this online. You can have it delivered straight to your home. And that's, you might be a little hesitant to do that simply because you want that face-to-face interaction. However, I really encourage you to do this because this is where your clients want to be. So while you may want the face-to-face, your client may be going, God, I wish they had an online pharmacy. I could just have this delivered, because they might have 14 appointments they have to go to, that day. So it's really what is best for the client and where can you go to meet them and meet their needs. So definitely use home delivery labels, and your practice success specialist can help you get those as well. So again, if you have questions about Vetsource, about how to market it, about the different tools in the toolkit, you have dedicated support specialists that are there to help it make you and your online pharmacy as successful as possible. And then two, if you have marketing questions, please reach out to us. VHA is here to make life easier for you, and we are an extension of your team. So if you have marketing questions, that's what we're here for. Happy to help. So, go ahead, Avery.
Oh, I was just going to share on the labels piece. I will say from a Vetsource standpoint, our intention in providing a home delivery service is in no way to cannibalize your in-house.
No.
But what we're seeing from clients is that Nothing more, they want the option to shop online. And so when you look at these home delivery labels and adding them to anything you're selling in-house, you may even adjust that language to say, come back and purchase in person or shop online with us. The key thing that you want to do is use this so that they don't go to Chewy or these other competitive options. And so if nothing more, I'd suggest even starting this process with bags of food, if nothing more. Even preventatives is great because, you know, those are the two things that people tend to need year round. But we say that because you can customize it to say, come back and grab it from us in person or shop online with us, and really use that language that centers your practice, your medical expertise.
Exactly. And my Wi-Fi plugged just during that. So just please confirm that you can hear me and can see my screen.
No, we see you, we can hear you.
Okay, because my computer froze, you stopped talking and I went, ah!
I didn't notice a thing, I'll share.
Wonderful. So yes, absolutely adjust that language as you see fit to meet your marketing needs. I in no way was intending like you should just leave your retail pharmacy out the door. Absolutely not. You are going to have people that want to come in and converse with their favorite technician or their favorite doctor or their favorite front end staff. So absolutely, but you have to meet the client where they want to be met at. So definitely utilize both. Avery, thank you. That was a really great suggestion on how to update the language to meet the needs.
Oh, for sure.
And again, more social media content, more social media ad copy, graphics, things that you can definitely utilize. Take these and put them in a schedule so that maybe, you know, the first Monday of every month, you're promoting your online pharmacy, followed by the third Thursdays, just so there's a regular cadence of promoting your online pharmacy. And then also, scroll back to the top, utilize these promotions. So with that being said, that's the end. Haha. We're going to navigate over to Facebook. So Facebook has a Shop Now button. This button actually can be, the internet connection was restored. Edit page button. You can set this button to be what best serves your clinic. I highly recommend though, have your online pharmacy. So you're going to edit Shop Now or edit your button. We've added so many more. You're going to click Shop Now and you're going to just copy and paste your Vetsource link. And voila, when somebody is looking at your page, they will see a blue button that it says Shop Now. On the mobile device, it'll also be one of the first things they see. They'll see your header image, they'll see the page name, and then they'll see a blue button that says Shop Now. Utilize this link. You can also promote the button, advertise that it's available. When you are doing Facebook ads or boosted posts, you can also set buttons that direct people to Shop Now on your website. So we've just connected the Shop Now button. Now we're going to test. Let's do what's called A/B testing. So in the toolkit and on your online pharmacy, you are going to have two kinds of promotions. You're going to have promo codes or instant rebates. Have a little bit of fun and see which one works best for your audience. You go ahead and post it, say post the rebate, instant rebate on Monday. So this coming Monday, post your instant rebate on Monday. And 2 Mondays later, post your promo code. After 2 weeks or after, let's give it both a time, after a set amount of time, you're going to navigate to your insights page. And then you're going to navigate to your posts. This is going to help you determine which post is performing better. So you can go through and say, okay, this post that I did on March 1st or whatever, the next Monday coming up where you're doing your instant rebate, got this many, reached this many people, had this much engagement. And then the post following 2 weeks later, measure that against one another and say, okay, hey, we really saw that the promo code performed better. Moving forward, utilize promo codes more often than you do instant rebates. Also check to see the click-through rate, because if people are clicking through instead of just like maybe liking the post, that's another indicator to show how well the promo code versus the instant rebate is performing. Also pay attention to the times and days. This is just a little lifting the curtain. Make sure you're checking your insights to see which days your followers are most engaging, and then the times, and meet them where they're at. So if you know your people are really online at 5 or 6 p.m., do a post that late. Sure, it's after hours, but it makes sense for an online pharmacy. Hey, we're closed, but did you know that you can nutritional items or preventatives right from our online pharmacy? So that is the Facebook. And then you really get creative. So Facebook has a really great tool if you are looking for a way to manage your social media without always having to post on the fly. Utilize Creator Studio. This is how we manage VHA. And so you can go in through and do your content library. You can schedule out your posts. You can see how well they're performing. And what's really nice is it gives you an opportunity to also add stories, upload videos, or go live. Get creative with how you're promoting your online pharmacy. It's great to post a link, but Facebook is also going to reward your page by having your post be seen by more people with the more engaging you get. So consider doing a screen share. Google's, I think it's screencast-o-matic.com, and actually walk your followers through how to utilize your online pharmacy. Save the video, post it to Facebook. Facebook really encourages videos that are 3 minutes or longer. And voila, you've got different kinds of content that you're sharing. Add to your story. So these graphics, add them to your story, because that's when you're on the Facebook app, the first tiles that people are seeing. So they're not having to scroll below the fold or scroll to see your content. Add stories to be seen above the crowd. And last but not least, engage. Social media is not about selling. Social media is about being social. So engage with your customers. Ask them for their testimonials. Ask them for what their favorite products are. Ask them to show off them their pet shopping on their online pharmacy. And when people engage with you, make sure you are engaging with them within 24 hours. Facebook rewards pages to show their posts more frequently and to a wider audience if the page is engaging. If all you're doing is scheduling out posts and forgetting them, and you're not going back to your page for that follow-up, your page and your posts will not be shown to as wide of an audience as if you were engaging within the 24-hour mark. Avery, that is all I had. Is there anything?
I was going to say, you hit it on the nail. Or you hit the nail on the head, I think is
even
what
better.
The actual saying is. And you know what, if you want to stop sharing, I'm going to take control back over.
Perfect.
And what I'm going to do is bring us into the PowerPoint. But what I do want to just share while I have this page open too is I know this is important, and promotions, of course, cost money. There is no such thing as a free lunch. But surprise, when it comes to Vetsource Pet Mail and monthly promotional assets, these are all free to your practice and your clients. There's no cost to yourself. So keep in mind that while I mentioned that with Pet Mail, these promotional assets as well are on behalf of Vetsource and the manufacturers, so that again, these do not cut into your profit margins either. So free savings to your clients, no cost to your practice. And it also just helps build awareness and that repertoire for that client that, okay, maybe I don't need something now, but I know they have that online store, so I can go there like next week or even later tonight when I'm trying to shop at home in my bed, and they can have that convenient option there.
Exactly. And I just want to add to, make sure that you want to stay top of mind. So when they say, oh no, I need to order that bag of food, but I don't have time to run to the store, that they think of your online pharmacy first, and they don't think about the competitors, Chewy or 1-800-PET-MEDS. You want them to come to you first. Your online pharmacy answers that need.
And just while you mentioned that, we did within the first 2 webinars talk about the actual platform and order placement opportunities. So just quick refresh within the platform, if you go into ScriptRate, you can place a new order for a client that you have with you on the phone or in person, and you have their credit card information ready. But let's say you have that client that's rushing out, they've paid for their exam visit, but they're like, I just don't know them, I'm going to shop online tonight. Like, That's okay. They have the option. You've promoted on social media. You have it linked on your website. You can go one step further and send them a script share that sends that email recommendation to their inbox that brings them directly to the online site. And if any of you were not able to attend the first two webinars, I believe the recordings are hosted on the VHA resources page. And then additionally, you can always connect with your account manager, practice success specialist at Vetsource, and they can walk you through those steps of that order placement if you do need an individual refresher.
And then that's where the promos come in.
Exactly.
People are shopping for the best price because they're trying to, watch their finances. So if you're promoting your promos and your instant rebates and you're making yourself top of mind, the clients are going to A, utilize you first, and B, spread word of mouth.
Exactly. So just to wrap us up, I am going to bring us back into the PowerPoint. I have a couple of items just to share so that we can make sure you all have the resources you need to make this webinar the most effective. Before I talk about those resources, though, I really want to call attention to things that you should have done already. And if you haven't, now is the time. Download that best practices sheet within the marketing toolkit and discuss that with your leadership team. We even encourage practices when you have the opportunity to get all of your staff together. Take 5 to 10 minutes talking about home delivery and how each person can play a role with their interactions with clients. If you haven't done this, print out talking points that we showed you so you can have those behind the front desk for your staff. So as clients call in or they're handling checkouts over the phone with curbside, they have some talking points that really help them bring in home delivery into the discussion. Also, that online shopping guide that you can actually give to the client, just like Stephanie said, print out a whole stack of them, have them ready, and as you hand out those receipts, any in-house purchases, any other starter kits for new clients, give them that online shopping guide, which tells them how to set up their account, place the order, why to set it up on auto ship. It basically serves as that communication piece, saving you the time for that whole download. And then lastly, if you don't have them, or you're just new with us, or you need more, order more welcome brochures. I'll show you how in one of the last slides. It's completely free. They include intro discounts for that first time purchase for clients, again, on behalf of Vetsource. And so this is a way to get your clients involved in home delivery. So now they're purchasing on a regular basis because they're already involved in the mix. But those should be things you've already done. And if not, write those down. You'll also get a copy of this deck through email as follow-up. But I now want to talk about what you should and can be doing after this webinar from some recent learnings. So I want you to take notes. I understand that there may be various people on this call dependent on role or what your involvement is with this, but bring these notes back to your staff, your leadership, and really talk about how you can implement even just one new thing. So sign up for Pet Mail. If you're not on Pet Mail, give it a try. You can change those settings, you can pause it, you can really just sign up, try it, and if you don't like it, you can turn it off. And with that, remember to ask your clients for their email addresses. Every time you see them, they should be filling out that, yes, that is my correct email address, or here is my new email address. Just like Stephanie showed you, link your online store to Facebook. When I go into Chrome or Safari and I'm Googling something, most times what comes up first is their website and their Facebook. So keep in mind, depending on which they click to, you want them to be able to get to your online store through both avenues. Post promos to social media. If you haven't started, just create a timeline or cadence in which you're going to try doing this. And you have the opportunity to do A/B testing, understand what days and times most of your viewers are on Facebook. And then from that learning, you can actually start targeting your promo posts to meet your audience where they're at. And then lastly, beyond just posting, create and set a schedule. Make it easy on yourself. Invest that upfront time so that you can see that return come back over time, over months, over weeks, and just make it a little bit easier on yourself. So with that, I want to talk to you about what you'll get as follow-up to this webinar, and then we do have about 10 to 15 minutes for questions and answers. As follow-up, you'll get the pet mail detailer. It will go over all of the benefits of the program, how it works, and you have the option to sign up. It will bring you to that landing page where you can submit your information, have our account manager follow up with you, answer any final questions, and get that turned on if you confirm. We'll also send some training videos that are really just a short recap of how to use the most important tools within our platform, thinking in order placement, so that if you do need a refresher yourself, you couldn't attend the first 2 webinars, or you want to share it with some staff, you have that. We'll also share the webinar recording in deck so that you can watch this over or reshare it with anyone. And then I mentioned that white paper originally in the beginning of this. It is within the Vetsource website. We have a blog. So we are always trying to stay up to date with what is important within the industry and to our customers. But I encourage you all to actually read the whole white paper and take some key learnings from that and share with your team to really rev it up and ramp up what you're doing with home delivery. You will get a link to that through the follow-up email, and then also a link to the marketing toolkit. Keep in mind though, the marketing toolkit is embedded within the site, so 24/7 you can access it just through what we showed you, that marketing tile. And lastly, you're not alone. Just as much as you have VHA to support you all, you also have Vetsource when it comes to home delivery. So you have the practice support team to support your staff, any order related questions, pet owner care team to support your clients. We can even take orders over the phone. So if there are clients that don't feel comfortable putting in their credit card information, that's why they can call us. And our phone number's at the top and the bottom, just like Stephanie shared with, being most effective with promoting something. And then we also have the Vetsource sales team. So I keep referencing your account manager and your practice success specialist. They're one and the same, but these folks can really help you around strategies, implementation, coaching, and even a run through of what we did or any of the key points you really want to hone in on. And with that, know our commitments. We're here to free up time so you can do what matters most. We really want to influence pet owner behavior to drive healthier outcomes. And we want to help you grow your client base and that loyalty. So please use us. With that, I imagine there may be some of you on this webinar that don't have home delivery just yet. And if that is the case, please go to the VHA page that I'm showing here so that you can learn more about our partnership, but also request a demo. Now with that, we'll make sure you're informed, we'll make sure you're trained, we'll help you get launched, and then we will work with you through the life of your account. Now, if you're with us and you already use us and you would like support, we are also here, just like I shared. So you can schedule a staff training with us, whether that be for you or new or staff members that need a recap. We also do business reviews to help bring you up to speed with where your performance has been thus far, realigning on any goals you have, and then trying to drive those action items going forward. And just like we talked about today, do you want to talk about marketing and actually implementing some of these strategies, but you want to have a one-on-one conversation about that? That is what we're here for. Separately, order-related questions, logins, IT support, ordering more brochures, like I said, which is free. You can contact our practice support team. So if you are not familiar with who your account manager is, that's no problem. We can get you connected. All you need to do is email practice help, give us a call, or even easier, live chat us. Go down to the bottom left-hand corner of Services Home. You can hit chat with a practice support agent. Even just say, I need new brochures. Send 200, please. We will get that off to you. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you guys. Now with that, I want to give a big thank you to Stephanie. You did awesome. I love your insight. I know your expertise around marketing, and so it's super helpful when you can kind of speak to what you are already talking with VHA practices about through your own interactions. I also want to give a big thank you to Royal Canin for co-sponsoring with us, and Sarah Sieben for helping organize. But most of all, a big thank you to you all for coming. So whether you joined all 3 of the webinars or just one or a couple, we really appreciate your time and your investment in your practice through home delivery and all the other tools we help provide. So we are here. We'll stick around 10 minutes for questions, even go beyond that if need be. But I just want to welcome it up. Open it up. The group to unmute yourself or chat in the box any questions that you do have.
And we do have. I think Sarah was just about to moderate.
I think we're thinking the
same wavelength.
Yeah, there is a question in the Q&A. Kylie is wondering, can clients still get rebates that are offered in clinic for products like HeartGuard and NextGuard, or are there separate rebates offered for those products through Vetsource?
That is a great question. And many of the rebates that you would be able to offer in-house are made to an online version with home delivery. But I will say that if you have an actual like paper rebate to hand to a client, that will not do with home delivery. But what I want to do is just really quickly, assuming, let's just jump out of the PowerPoint. I can pull up our test site, assuming my internet is functioning well. And what I'll point out is within the test site, and this would be the same as your own, every product has this red savings mention. So when you go into a product, for instance, we'll just do NextGuard as an example. Hold on, let's try and get in. If it doesn't click in, the key thing I really want to just show you though is when they highlight over those, they can actually see all of the details around that instant savings. And some of them are an email in rebate, just like you might do in practice. So it'll give all the details there for the client to see. So for instance, save, they click the details, it will pop up telling them what that offer is. Now this is instant, for instance, relative to auto ship. But if there is any actual mail-in rebate that's similar to what you offer in-house, it will be available here. But the key thing is you can't use that handout rebate that you would in-house because we have similar ones that just mirror to home delivery here.
And if you have questions, if you are trying to also offer in clinic so people can come to your clinic and pick up their preventatives, definitely talk to your BI representative or your veterinary practice consultant, and we can totally get you the information about any rebates or promotional opportunities through BI for you. So definitely reach out to your VPC or your BI rep.
What other questions? And I'm happy to jump into the platform again should we need to. We've got crickets. I think we did a good job.
I think we did an excellent job. Go team.
Awesome. Well, I'll give a last second for anyone that wants to chime in. Thank you so much, Heather. I know you've been around for a couple of these, so we really appreciate your attendance. As questions do come up though, please reach out to both VHA and Vetsource.
Yes.
We're both here to support. As Stephanie said, they really do support with social media services as well. So know that you have a couple teams behind you to really help with this. You're not alone.
And I am going to put my email address in the chat. If I can remember it.
And I can as well, if you'd like to come to me directly and I can make sure that you get someone that follows up with you right away.
Yes, if you have questions about social media, website management, marketing your practice, please feel free to give me an email. I'll be happy to help. And if you have marketing questions for your online pharmacy, definitely reach out. I'll be able to help with that as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate your time. And more than anything, we hope that we can help throughout the year in keeping your clients engaged on social media and bringing them back to you. So let us know how we can help, and thank you again.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. I'll stop the recording now.